and I also brought this up to you before we started recording. When do we hit where, like CBS and TBS, True TV, TNT, who cover the NCAA tournament, when do we get to that point where we got to have about 5 or 6 different streaming platforms to just be able to watch
You
to
know,
watch a game? I mean, I think that will be in the near future. I hope not for college basketball. I hope not. I hope they just, especially the NCAA tournament. I hope they leave it with CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV. I think that's great. Leave it at that. Because
absolutely.
back in the day, you had CBS, and it stunk because you really wanted to watch one game, but depending on what area you're in, you got
Right. You got game.
you got stuck with like UC Berkeley versus North Carolina that you don't really care about because
Right.
you wanted to watch. Yeah, I don't know. Florida against, maybe it was an 8-9 matchup, Florida against Georgetown, back when Georgetown was, actually decent. But, if you lived in Kentucky, obviously you got the Kentucky game, so you had no worries about that. But when do we get to that? Because I fear that it's going to be coming around the bend before too long.
Yeah.
And I hope that it doesn't.
It seems to be pushing that way, and we talked on this earlier, but we're obviously as sports fans, we watch not just Kentucky, obviously, or college basketball, but we watch NBA as well. Like to follow our
Thunder, that'll make people upset.
yeah. The
And
Thunder,
Knicks.
was it
That's who I'm
Thunder?
rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got the Knicks too, and but to watch those games, you have to have like a plethora of like streaming services, which is insane. Um, Amazon Prime, if you don't have cable, sorry, if you don't have cable, Amazon Prime. Where's some other? I know Amazon for sure. Yeah,
Peacock.
Peacock.
But if you have cable, you have a way to get it. You can get it on NBC.
Right. Yeah. So you have that option.
And then
Um,
they had a couple games on ESPN.
yeah, ESPN. Again, if you don't have cable, it's hard to watch. I mean, yeah, you can look up the scores, but if you want to watch those games, like you have to figure something out. So it's we missed days when everything was on NBC, and you had it was just so easy. You could put up your antenna even. You didn't have to have cable.
Well, then
Get
for a while, I mean, you had like TNT would cover like the Western Conference, or at least the Western Conference Finals, while ESPN even or whatever covered the Eastern Conference, and then of course you had your finals. I loved it back in the day when it was just on NBC. Number one, the music you couldn't beat.
Mhm.
You know, and it was, to me, it was so good. Now it's like, oh, okay, like you and I were talking, and I said, yeah, Game 7, Cleveland and Detroit. I don't have a
Mhm.
dog in the race, but I do like watching basketball. I wouldn't mind to watch it.
Yeah.
It's on Prime, so I have to get Prime. Now, for a lot of people, Prime is probably like air. Not me. I literally used Prime to have Prime, use it during the holidays. I mean, literally, that was it. After the
Yeah.
holidays up, generally I cancel. There might be a show or two on there that I may watch, but once I'm done with it, I'm done with it, right?
Right.
I mean, geez almighty, we did one episode on wrestling predictions. So just for me to watch wrestling, you got to have Netflix now. But that's just to watch Raw. If I want to
Right.
watch pay per view, you got to have